Good afternoon, Mr. Alcolea. Thank you very much for agreeing to speak to us. First of all, can you very briefly introduce yourself and explain what your role here at the Committee of the Region is?
Yes, sure. Well, first of all, welcome to the Committee of the Regions. Greetings to the Transfrontier Group, or Grupo Transfronterizo, from Gibraltar, Campo de Gibraltar. And as you see, well, this is the Committee of the Regions. This is a European consultative body of the European Union that gathers mayors and regional authorities from all the EU, and my job consists in supporting one of the commissions of this Committee of the Regions. It's the commission competent for territorial cohesion, and I work on cross-border cooperation, in concrete on EGTC.
And could you tell us what EGTC stands for and what an EGTC is?
Well, EGTC means European Grouping of Territorial Cooperation. So this is an acronym for a legal tool according to which several cities and regions from different member states can come together and create a new legal entity with its own personality, budget, and staff.
And from your point of view, what are the advantages of the EGCT as a tool to promote cooperation between Gibraltar and the Campo de Gibraltar?
Well, indeed, I cannot give a concrete diagnosis from the area because I don't work for the area. I don't know the concrete reality of that territory. But I can tell the advantages of the EGTC in general. First of all, the European Grouping of Territorial Cooperation is a European tool. This means that it is created by a European regulation that is directly applicable everywhere in the European Union, and secondly, it is European, so there is not such an issue of who is sitting where. It's not you have a European flag and you don't need to discuss about other issues related to flags. Also, from the political point of view, it has a big advantage is that the EGTC is an instrument for concrete implementation of projects. So this is an instrument for technical cooperation, and you cast all other political or identitarian questions aside. Here we sit together to solve problems of concrete areas, and that is happening all over Europe. And then the third advantage is that the EGTC is multi-level. Let's think that, in different countries the distribution of competencies is different from regions or municipalities. So, for example, Belgian bases are regional, French bases are municipal. In this case, you need to sit together regions with cities. This means that it's multi-level and we can sit together entities from different administrative level as long as they are competent to solve the concrete problems we are talking about.
How many EGTCs are there in Europe? Can you provide us with some successful examples?
Yes, in this moment there are 61 EGTCs all over the European Union in 20 member states plus Switzerland plus Ukraine, and there are many different kinds of EGTCs. There are many Euro regions, there are many Euro districts, but we have also EGTCs that are managing European programs, so they are managing authorities, and we have also examples of EGTCs that are managing items of infrastructure, such as Eurocampus, we can consider that an infrastructure, or a joint cross-border hospital between Catalonia and France. So this can be example to develop, let's say, a region, to develop joint strategies for a region, or why not to manage a joint infrastructure such as an airport or a waste management facility.
And are there any examples of EGTCs comprised of public entities from neighboring parts of the Union whose governments are often engaged in political disagreements?
This question is complicated because, we're talking of political disagreements and we have to face the reality. If there is no mutual trust, it's very difficult to have a stable cross-border cooperation. Therefore, having said this, there are borders in Europe where there are open problems like existence of minorities and so on. So in these cases, what we do is to cast these problems aside, or these disagreements aside, and then the mayors who know each other who know the problem very well, they sit together and they try to solve the problems, the concrete problems together, leaving these questions aside.
And finally, what practical advice would you provide to entities wishing to set up an EGTC, and what are the procedural or practical steps to follow?
In the case of Gibraltar, I don't have a magic wand. I don't have a recipe. It's the local authorities who know what they need and who have to decide what to build. So, what is the procedure? First of all, I have to say that Gibraltar has to implement the European regulation because the United Kingdom has done it, but only at the level of the Isles. So in Gibraltar has to define who is authorizing, who is doing the audit, and so on. And then the partners, the prospective members of the EGTC have to agree on a convention and have to agree on statutes that have to be approved by all the authorities competent for this. And then how to do statutes and convention. It is important to sit together and to negotiate together to have a clear vision. What kind of EGTC do we want? What for? And then agree also on the administrative issues like who's paying for it, which staff, what kind of projects, which audit, which headquarters, which office. All these questions have to be solved. And then, once we have done this, I recommend to have a strong technical and political team who can pull off this project of EGTC. And then the EGTC can come to reality. My function as official technical in the European Committee of the Regions is to provide information, to bring people together, to explain how it can be done. So, but it's up to the local authorities to take the initiative and to decide on their own needs because they know what they need.